close it. Good morning to you all. Welcome to the 14th edition of Talk the Book initiative of AP State Council of Higher Education. This particular initiative, Talk the Book, is to inculcate reading habits among the youth particularly, because nowadays the youth are more attracted towards WhatsApp or towards the YouTube channels and the other type of social media, but the reading habit is slowly declining. Now, in order to inculcate this reading habit, maybe using YouTube channel or any other social media, they need to inculcate this reading habit. So the AP State Council of Higher Education had come up with this initiative of Talk the Book, and today it is the 14th edition. Now, this Talk the Book review program of today, now let me start with a question. Why do some intelligent people fail while people with less intelligence flourish? The answer lies in a person's ability, also called emotional intelligence. Now, this emotional intelligence focuses on the personal skills of a human. An individual who is emotionally intelligent comes forth as an extremely persuasive and productive human being, as a person who manages to get everything that he wants. This emotional intelligence is required for all age groups and for all times. However, in this period of pandemic, this gains more attention, more with the young minds. Today, we have with us Dr.M.C.Das, who will be reviewing the book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. Dr. Manda Chiranjeevi Das, popularly called M.C.Das. Dr. M.C.Das is doctorate in commerce and management from Andhra University. He is a retired professor of commerce from Andhra Loyola College. And he has rendered yeoman service of more than 30 years in grooming the young professionals of commerce and management. And he is a management consultant and also more a motivational speaker. He holds a certificate of Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, in addition of being an international certified counselor, communicator for media, then transactional analysis, and also radio journalism. He is presently the visiting professor for management for several higher education institutions and a master trainer for several public and corporate houses. Dr. M.C.Das served Rotary International, starting as a member to the position of governor of the district. He is also a member of many literary and cultural organizations in Vijayawada. Dr. M.C.Das is known for his philanthropic activities, and he is the benefactor for Rotary International by contributing not less than 16,000 US dollars, which includes all his retirement benefits. So we have with us Dr. M.C.Das, who is a philanthropist, an educationist, a motivational speaker, and a management consultant. And Dr. M.C.Das has received several awards like Ugadi Puraskar from Andhra Pradesh Telugu Academy, Lifetime Achievement Award from Scoremore Foundation, Eminent Educationist Award from Indo-Global Education Summit, Krishna District Republic Day Awards, Pratibha Puraskars, citations for meritorious services, and Service Above Self Award from Rotary International. Dr. M.C.Das is a top-grade artist of All India Radio. He is a writer, actor, and director of Telugu drama and also Telugu cinema. Now we have with us Dr. M.C.Das to review the book Emotional Intelligence, written by Daniel Goleman. Over to you, sir, Dr. M.C.Das.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to AP State Council of Higher Education and to this Talk the Book initiative.
Thanks for that wonderful introduction. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Subhodayam. At the outset, I thank profusely Professor Hemachandra Reddy, Honorable Chairman of AP State Council of Higher Education, and Mr. Srirangam, who has kindly introduced me in very glorious terms, and also for giving the wonderful opportunity to talk about the book which I like most, Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. His name is pronounced not as Goleman, but as Goleman. L is silent. So Daniel Goleman. I'm very happy that the Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education is trying to inculcate the habit of reading in the youth, and also, I'm sure, in the adults also, in the elderly people also, because readers are leaders. One can never become a leader by watching television or watching movies or well active in social media, but one can become a real leader by reading books, because there is life in books. The book that was first published in 1995, Emotional Intelligence, has changed many lives worldwide. My life is one among them. I would like to tell you, first of all, at the about the author and the book. Daniel Goleman is an internationally known psychologist who lectures frequently in professional groups, business audiences, and on college campuses. Working as a science journalist, Goleman reported on the brain and behavioral sciences for the New York Times for many years. Emotional intelligence was on the New York Times bestseller list for a year and a half, and has sold over 5 million copies. I repeat, 50 lakh copies worldwide in 30 languages. His other books are Working with Emotional Intelligence, Destructive Emotions and Vital Lives, Simple Truths, etc. My dear friends, well, let me place before you the details of the book, this wonderful book. The book is of 352 pages, 5 parts, 16 chapters. Part 1 is about the emotional brain. Part 2 is about the nature of emotional intelligence. Part 3, emotional intelligence applied. Part 4, windows of opportunity. Part 5, emotional literacy. And in addition to this, 6 appendices. That is the structure of the book. Pustakam hastabhushanam annaru. Pustakam hastabhushaname kaadu. Idi mottam mana vyaktitvanike bhushanam adi. So book is the real asset. I have with me more than 1,000 such assets in my personal library. Well, friends, David Goleman's experience in New York when he boarded Madison Avenue bus and the behavior of the driver of that bus inspired him to write this book, Emotional Intelligence. Because we always draw inspiration from some incidents in life. It was the month of August, very sultry in New York, very hot, not like rains here, very hot, very sultry. It's a sweaty day. People were feeling uneasy. They were all in a bad mood, in an irritable mood. Then while boarding the bus, they were a little, irritated. If somebody touches them, they were shouting. The bus driver, he stood at the entrance of the gate and started saying, "Good morning." No one responded. They was just walking in, looking at him with a frowning face. Then he started saying, "Good morning to everybody." Then the bus started. He started describing the places, saying that this is the wonderful mall where the goods are available at terrific prices, wonderful discounts, 50% discount, 75% discount. And this is the place where the new cinema has come, like that. He was just telling them about, as a tourist guide, telling them about the places, their importance, and the important events that are taking place at each place. And while getting down, every passenger said, "Good morning, have a nice day." And there were broad smiles on their faces. When they entered the bus, frowning faces, and they were getting down from the bus, alighting from the bus, broad smiles on their face. Yeah. What is the effect of this driver? David Goleman says, spreading the virus of good feeling. COVID-19 virus is spreading, but the virus of good feeling should spread like virus. That inspired him to write this wonderful book, Emotional Intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? It is also known as EQ, but Goleman prefers emotional intelligence because IQ is intelligence quotient, because IQ can be measured, whereas EQ cannot be measured. So though emotional intelligence is popularly known as emotional quotient, but Daniel Goleman prefers to call it emotional intelligence. Then what are the basic feelings? Happiness, sadness, fear, disgust, anger, the most dangerous feeling, because anger is one letter short of danger. Before anger, if you put D, it becomes danger. And anger is the worst feeling because it ruins a man. There is a sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Krodhat bhavati sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashat pranashyati. What a sequential explanation for anger. Krodhat bhavati sammohat. You become unconscious when you are charged with anger. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. You forget everything. You become an Alzheimer's patient or a dementia patient. You just forget everything in anger. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasho. When your memory power is shattered, buddhinasho, you lose discretion, you lose rationality, everything. Buddhinashat pranashyati. When once you lose wisdom, rationality, it leads to total annihilation. Total annihilation. Buddhinashat pranashyati, annihilation, total destruction. So the basic feelings are happiness, sadness, fear, disgust, anger, and surprise. And our people, they say navarasas. You must have heard about navarasas. 9 kinds of feelings: Shrungara, love and beauty; Hasya, laughter; Karuna, sorrow; Veera, heroism and courage; Bibhatsa, disgust; Adbhuta, surprise, wonder; and Shanti, Shanta, peace, tranquility. Chanakya, in his Chanakya Niti, he gives 6 virtues, and our people give Arishad Vargas 6 vices rather. Satyam Mata, he says, who are my relatives? Satyam Mata, Pita Jnanam, Dharmam Bhrata, Daya Sakha, Shantihi Patni, Kshama Putraha, Shadete Mama Bandhavaha. Only these 6 are my relatives. Satyam, truth; Jnanam, Pita Jnanam. Jnanam, that is wisdom. Not only knowledge, it is wisdom. Dharmam, righteousness, is my brother. And kindness is my friend. Peace is my wife. And perseverance, patience and perseverance is my son. Only these are Shadete Mama Bandhavaha. Only these 6 are my relatives. And our Arishad Vargas, they call it. That means 6 enemies. Ari means enemy. 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. These 6 are the enemies of an individual. So let us now start the review of the book. In fact, Daniel Goleman starts with, what shall I say, with the quotation of Aristotle. He starts with the quotation of the Aristotle. What exactly is that quotation? I will let you know. In part 1, he deals with the emotional brain. And in this book, you find the real life incidents. In every page, you will find one incident, real life examples. Bobby Crabtree and Matilda, his daughter. One day, Mrs. and Mr. Bobby Crabtree went for a party and returned home, leaving their daughter at home, Matilda, alone. They returned home at midnight at 1 o'clock. As they entered the house, they heard some sounds in the first floor. Then Bobby Crabtree thought that there is some danger for his daughter. Then he just picked up his revolver and went upstairs. Then from a closet, sort of almirah, from a closet, his daughter jumped out to frighten his father, saying, "Boo!" Then immediately Crabtree shot at her. He thought some enemy or some devil or something. He shot at her. The poor girl, his daughter, died after 12 hours. She was rushed to the hospital, but couldn't survive. She died after 12 hours. So, what happened? What happened? What is that we have to learn from this incident? He lacked emotional intelligence. Mind has two parts. One is a thinking mind and another is a feeling mind. It is the feeling mind that puts us in trouble. Most of the problems are because of the feeling mind. A husband comes home after a day's hard work and his wife, with all love and affection, takes out from the flask, keeps it ready for her husband, takes out from the coffee from the flask, gives in a wonderful cup, hands it over to the husband. And the husband just tastes it and shouts at her, saying that, "Coffee ni makala, into the coffee." Wife got perplexed. What happened to this man? What happened? She made nice coffee, but it was cold. Instead of giving the fact, he gave a feeling. That naturally spoils the relationship. Naturally, there will be a retort from the wife, "Ni mohalla undi ante roju na mohalla undi avade me mohalla tayarayindi." So this type of what shall I say, unpleasant parleys will be there between the wife and the husband. Okay, that may go to any extent. That may go to any extent. And frustration is this man may break something or hit his head against the wall, and wife may do something else. Okay, so thinking brain and feeling brain, thinking mind and feeling mind. These two are to be handled properly. And then the emotional mind, What is the difference between IQ and emotional intelligence? IQ is knowing facts, storing facts. Emotional quotient or emotional intelligence is storing feelings. We have two storehouses in the mind, rather in the brain. One stores the facts and one stores the emotions or the feelings. And Aristotle, in fact, David Goleman starts his book with Aristotle's saying, here I quote, "Anyone can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, at the right way, in the right way, this is not easy." Anyone can become angry. Anger is the easiest feeling because it is an umbrella feeling. It covers a primary feeling. This is a secondary feeling. The primary feelings are fear. When the cobra is afraid, it hisses more. Anger. So when a person is helpless, is getting late for the office, and suddenly scooter is not starting, you don't find any auto, you don't find any friend. Ordinary days you will find almost friends going that side. You don't find anybody. You get frustrated, and you may have to go to the college and unnecessarily become subject to the wrath of the principal. He may say something, "What is this? What is the time now? Look at your watch." All these things. Why all this? So helplessness, disappointment, these are all the primary feelings. If we express primary feelings, relations won't get spoiled. But secondary feeling is anger, frustration, irritation, and all these things. So Daniel Goleman starts with Aristotle's challenge. He calls it Aristotle's challenge. Then, what shall I say? There is another observation by David Goleman. I also mispronounced David Goleman. I quote him: "The present day children to be more troubled emotionally than the last, more lonely and depressed, more angry and unruly, more nervous and prone to worry, more impulsive and aggressive." This is the result of a survey of parents and teachers all over the world. He quotes that. So in part one, he deals with the emotional brain. Brain has two memory systems. One is for ordinary facts, and the second one is for emotionally charged ones. These are the what shall I say, the two parts of two systems of the brain. He also gives the anatomy of the brain. I'm sure there are many psychologists also viewing this Talk the Book program. So brain has got its own geography. The most powerful thing in the world is the brain. If a computer has to perform the normal jobs that are performed by the computer in one day, the normal jobs that are performed by the brain in one day, if a computer has to perform, a computer of the size of the New York City is to be built. That's what a computer scientist says. That is the power of the brain, which I think 1.6 to 1.8 kilos in size, the gray colored, mushroom shaped, with nearly 3,000 I think crores of neurons. Each neuron can store the matter that is there in 5 Encyclopedia Britannica. That is the power of the brain. So this brain has the two memory systems, ordinary facts. For ordinary facts, one system, and emotionally charged one's another system. And he also refers to amygdala, a small one at the entry of the brain. Amygdala acts as a storehouse of emotional memory. So it is the amygdala that is playing this mischief of emotions. Problems like academic failures, alcoholism, and criminality, not because their intellect is deficient, but because of their control over their emotional life is impaired. That's what Daniel Goleman says in his book, Emotional Intelligence. Now, friends, let us go to the second part, part 2. The nature of emotional intelligence. Academic intelligence has little to do with the emotional life. He gives a wonderful example for this. A top grade student in one of the American colleges stabs his physics lecturer because he gave a low grade to him. What happened to his IQ is very high, but EQ or emotional intelligence is very low, which made him to become a criminal. Daniel Goleman says, IQ contributes to our success only 20%. And emotional intelligence contributes 80%. Just like in communication, verbal communication is only 20%. Non-verbal communication, the body language, language of the eyes, language of the nose, language of the mouth, the language of the gestures, gesticulations, hands, everything. So, non-verbal communication is more important. It is non-verbal communication that leads to catastrophe at times. Verbal communication is important, but its proportion is only 20%. Similarly, intelligence quotient in a person's personality is only 20%, and emotional intelligence is 80% for the success of a person. Further, he says, high IQ, but poor lives. Why? Very intelligent people end up in suicide. Very intelligent people are deserted by the family. Very intelligent people, they financially break. Why? Very intelligent people become drunkards, drug addicts. This is because of poor emotional intelligence and high intelligent quotient. What does emotional intelligence do? What does it do? Why should we develop emotional intelligence? Please remember, we can develop this emotional intelligence. We can practice this. We can improve this in our personality. Emotional intelligence motivates. Motivation is the key factor for the success or failure of an individual. Then persistence in, what shall I say, in disastrous action or in a danger. Persistence in frustration. When there is frustration, Sanyamanam patinchuta. Apadalo Sanyamanam, Sampadalo Datrutvam. Anni kalisi vachinappudu datrutvam ivvali. That's why I had the pleasure of giving away all my retirement benefits for polio drops. Sampadalo datrutvam. Whereas in apadalo sanyamanam, that is patience, perseverance, balance, then control impulses. Suddenly we become angry. Suddenly we shout at somebody. Suddenly we get irritated. Impulsive behavior. So emotional intelligence controls impulses. It delays gratification. We want to enjoy something immediately. Okay, parents may not be in a position to buy something for you, the costly shoes or a costly bike. So you get frustrated. Yes, delaying gratification. Wait. What shall I say? That wonderful book, Siddhartha, by Hermann Hesse. Siddhartha by Herman, German writer. The title of the book is Siddhartha. I think one day we will review that book also. Siddhartha, he says, he goes for an employment, for a job. And the employer asks him, what strengths you have? Then he says, I have 3 strengths. Then the employer asks, what are they? I can wait, I can fast, and I can think. I can wait. Long ago I read it. I can think, I can wait, and I can fast. These are the 3 strengths. I can think. So when somebody thinks, he is not charged with emotion. Thinking must lead to emotional intelligence. So I can think, I can wait. If I don't get anything today, I will wait. God delays but never denies. One day I will get it. So delaying gratification. I can fast. No food, fine. I can still survive with water for some time. Putti Sri Ramulu, the architect of our Andhra Rashtra, 1953, he lived, he survived for 59 days without food. So I can think, I can wait, I can fast. So emotional intelligence delays gratification. Thinking in distress, when there is a distress. Most of the people, when something happens, they say, why it happened? I should not have come here. I shouldn't have something. I saw somebody's face this morning and pill everybody in the, inkedo everybody in the, what is all nonsense? First of all, when there is a problem, think of the solution. Chala mandi talulu, పిల్లడు కింద పడిపోతే నా మాట వినవరా నువ్వు ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పినా వినవు నేను నీ బుద్ధి లేదు అసలు నీకు అదే ముందు వాడిని తీసి ఏమైనా దెబ్బ తగిలిందా ఏమైందా చూడాలి దట్ ఈస్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ థింకింగ్ ఇన్ డిస్ట్రెస్ దెన్ empathy in Bible there is a wonderful saying, do unto others what you want others to do unto you. ఇతరులు నీకు ఏమి చేయాలని నీవు కోరుకుంటున్నావో నీవు ఇతరులకు అది చేయము. ఇట్ ఈస్ పుట్ ఇన్ వండర్ఫుల్ వే ఇన్ మహాభారత బై విదుర నీతి అంటారు దాన్ని. ఒరులేవి అనరించిన నరవర అప్రియము తన మనమునకగు తానొరులకున విషేయకునికి పరాయణము పరమధర్మ పథములకెల్లం. పరాయణం అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంపతి. నేను ఎవరినైనా తిడుతున్నాను, వారి పొజిషన్లో నేను ఉంటే ఎలా ఫీల్ అవుతాను? ఈ ఎవరినైనా కొట్టాను, వారి పొజిషన్లో ఉంటే నేను ఎలా ఫీల్ అవుతాను? లేదా ఎవరినన్నా అవమానపరిచాను, నేను వారి పొజిషన్లో ఉంటే వారి దీనిలో ఉంటే నేను ఎలా 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 ఫీల్ అవుతాను? దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎంపతి. దట్ ఈస్ థింకింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ. ఇతరులు ఒరులేయవి అనరించిన నరవర అప్రియము తన మనములకు. ఇతరులు ఏది చేస్తే మన మనసుకు నచ్చదో మనము ఇతరులకి అది చేయకూడదు. ఇతరులు ఏది చేస్తే మనకి నచ్చుతుందో అది మనము చేయవలను అని what shall I say? I'm looking at the watch. Okay. బైబిల్ చెబితే ఇతరులు ఏది చేస్తే మనసుకు నచ్చదో అది మనం ఇతరులకు చేయకూడదని మహాభారతం చెప్తుంది. దాట్ ఈస్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ లో ఎంపతి అనేటువంటిది చాలా చాలా ముఖ్యం. దెన్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఆల్వేస్ గివ్స్ హోప్. గ్రేట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ పోయిట్ ఆర్థర్ హఫ్ కఫ్ అని ఆయన ఒక చోట అంటాడు, ఇఫ్ హోప్స్ ఆర్ డ్యూప్స్ ఫియర్స్ మే బి లయర్స్ అంటాడు. చేత hope gives confidence, hope gives psychic energy, hope makes us to go further, hope makes us to work. So emotional intelligence gives hope. Then David Goleman also touches the intrapersonal intelligence. మన వాళ్ళు దీన్ని ఆత్మజ్ఞానము అంటారు. ఇంట్రాపర్సనల్ కాదు, ఇంట్రాపర్సనల్. నేనెవరు? 2 తేదీల మధ్యలో బతికేవాడిని. డిఓడి. నా ఆలోచనలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి? బాగున్నాయా, దరిద్రంగా ఉన్నాయా? నాకేమైనా మత పిచ్చి ఉందా? నాకేమైనా కుల పిచ్చి ఉందా? నాకేమైనా ప్రాంతీయ పిచ్చి ఉందా? డబ్బు పిచ్చి ఉందా? మందు పిచ్చి ఉందా? ఏంటి వాట్ ఈస్ మై నా ఆలోచనలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి? నా మాటలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి? కొంతమంది ఏ మాట మాట్లాడితే ఎదుట వాళ్ళు బాధపడతారు ఎంచుకొని మరి మాట్లాడుతుంటారు. ఏంటి తెల్ల చొక్కా తెల్ల ప్యాంట్ వేశారు, రాజకీయాల్లో చేరుతున్నారా? ఏదో ఒకటి ఎర్ర చొక్కా వేసుకుంటే ఏంటి రెడ్డా? రెడ్ అంటే ఏదైనా పాపమో తెలియదు. ఏదో నల్ల టీ షర్ట్ వేసుకుంటే ఏంటి నలుపు? ఏ రంగు వేసుకోమంటారు అని కోసం అడగాలి వాడిని. వాళ్ళు వెటకారంగా మాట్లాడడం, ఎదుటి వాడిని తక్కువగా చేసి మాట్లాడడం, ఇది కొంతమంది పాపం దురదృష్టం. అది ఎందుకంటే కాకరిస్తే చీ కొడతాం, కోకిల కూస్తే గొంతు కలుపుతాం. మరి మన మాట కాకి గోలలా ఉందా లేకపోతే కోయిల గానంలా ఉందా అని ఒకసారి ఆలోచించుకుంటే హాయిగా ఉంటుంది. సో డేవిడ్ గుమ్మన్ చెప్తాడు, ఇంట్రా పర్సనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అయినా ఒకసారి మనం చూసుకోవాలి ఎప్పుడు కూడా. దీన్నే లాంగ్ ఎగో ఒక 4 శతాబ్దాల కిందట ఉన్నటువంటి మహానుభావుడు సోక్రటీస్ అంటాడు, అండ్ అన్ఎగ్జామిన్డ్ లైఫ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ వర్త్ లివింగ్ అంటాడు. పరీక్షించుకోనటువంటి జీవితము వ్యర్థము. ఏమిటి పరీక్షించుకోవాలి? ఎన్ని డబ్బులు ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్ని జతల బట్టలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్ని జతల షూస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్ని జతల నల్లకాళ్ళద్దాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఇవి కాదు పరీక్షించుకోవాల్సింది. నా ఆలోచనలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, నా మాటలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, నా చేతలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, నా కళ్ళు ఏం దరిద్రాలు చూస్తున్నాయి, నా చెవులు ఏమి చండాలం వింటున్నాయి, నా నోరు ఏమి దరిద్రం మాట్లాడుతుంది, నా చేతులు ఏం వ్యధ పనులు చేస్తున్నాయి, నా కాళ్ళు ఎక్కడ ఎటువంటి దరిద్రపు ప్రదేశాలకు వెళుతున్నాయి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇంట్రోస్పెక్షన్. దీన్ని ఆత్మజ్ఞానము అంటారు. అసలు మనిషి స్వర్గానికి వెళ్తాడో నరకానికి వెళ్తాడో కాదు, ఆత్మజ్ఞానం అదే మోక్షము, అదే ముక్తి, అదే కైవల్యము అని అంటారు మహానుభావులు. ఆత్మజ్ఞానము, దాన్నే బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానము అని కూడా అంటారు. సో ది ఇంట్రా పర్సనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ సోషల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్. అమ్మా నాన్నతో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి, అక్కతో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి, చెల్లితో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి. ఈ మధ్యలో ఏదో ఒక ఫ్యాషన్ అయిపోయింది, వాట్ డాడీ సుత్తి కొట్టేస్తున్నావు, వాడు జంజా. నాకు మంచి మిత్రుడు, నన్ను ఎరా అనుకునే స్నేహితుడు మేము. he was my actor actually. He was my writer and actor. I was his the actor and director. ఏదో సినిమాలో పెట్టాడని అక్కడి నుంచి అది తల్లిదండ్రులకు అనవలసిన మాటైనా అది. గురువుతో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి, తల్లిదండ్రులతో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి, స్నేహితులతో ఎలా ప్రవర్తించాలి. పూర్వం మిత్రమా కుశలమా ఇలాంటివి ఉండేవి. ఇప్పుడు అరే డాష్ 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 అనవసరంగా తల్లిదండ్రులు ఎందుకురా వీడిని కన్నాం అనుకుంటారు. అటువంటి భాష వాడి పలకరిస్తూ ఉంటారు. అసలు ఏమిటది? సారీ, ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అది. సో సోషల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్. ఒక సభలో ఉన్నప్పుడు సంగీత కచేరీ చదువుతుంటే పక్కన వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నారు. సినిమా హాల్లో వెళ్ళి పేదగా పాపం వాడేదో ఫ్యామిలీ 2 నెలలకు 3 నెలలకు 300 400 ఖర్చు పెట్టుకొని సినిమాకి వస్తారు. వీళ్ళ గోల వినాలి కనుక వీళ్ళు కరుస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఏంటి అసలు సోషల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్? ఒక చోట వెళ్ళి అక్కడ శ్మశానంలో నిల్చొని అక్కడ నవ్వుతుంటారు గట్టిగా. పెళ్లిలో ఏమో మామూలుగా యాక్సిడెంట్ల గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటాం. మొన్నే ఒక పెళ్ళిలో ఏదో పెళ్లి కొడుకు పెళ్లి కూతురు పాపం వెళుతుంటే తావులో యాక్సిడెంట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇలాంటివి అక్కడ మాట్లాడుతుంటారు. ఎప్పుడు ఎక్కడ ఏది, దీన్నే వివేకం అంటారు. వివేకము చదువది ఎంత కలిగిన రసజ్ఞత ఇంచుక చాలకున్న చదువు నిరర్ధకంబు గుణ సంయుతులెవ్వరు మెచ్చటం పదునుగా మంచి కూర నలపాకము చేసినైనా ఇంపొదవిడు ఉప్పు నొసంగక రుచి పుట్టక నేర్చునట అయ్య భాస్కర అని భాస్కర శతకంలో చెప్తారు. చదువది ఎంత కలిగిన జాషువా గారు అంటారు ఒక చోట, ఎందుకీ మనుజత్వంబున సంగని చదువులు మైరేయపం మైకములు అన్నాడు. అంటే మైరేయపం మైకములు అంటే కళ్ళులో అమోనియా కలుపుతారు మైరేయ, అది కలిపితే విపరీతమైనటువంటి కిక్ వస్తుంది అనమాట. మత్తు, విపరీతమైన మత్తు. వాడు ఏం చేస్తున్నాడో కూడా తెలియదు. ఎందుకీ మనుజత్వంబు నొసంగని చదువులు మైరేయపం మైకములు అన్నారు బాబు జాషువా గారు. అందుచేత ఈ సోషల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్, ఇమోషన్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ ఇంపీడ్ ది ఇంటెలెక్ట్, నీ జ్ఞానాన్ని కూడా నాశనం చేస్తుంది అని ఎండ్ చేస్తాడు ఈ పార్ట్ 2ని Daniel Goleman in his emotional intelligence. Now, part 3, emotional intelligence applied. Emotional intelligence applied. I'd like to see, watch, right. High thresholds for flooding. ఒకసారి అంటే ఎమోషన్ బాగా వచ్చినప్పుడు దానికి మనకి పెద్ద పెద్ద ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ఉండాలి దాన్ని అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోవడానికి, టు అబ్జర్వ్ ఇట్, టు ఎండ్యూర్ యాంగర్ అండ్ కంటెంప్ట్. ఎవరో తిరస్కరించారు మనల్ని. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ టు బి డన్. అక్కడే మామూలు పరిస్థితి అన్ని బాగుంటే అందరూ బాగుంటారు, కానీ ఇటువంటి అడ్వర్స్ సిచ్యుయేషన్స్ లో high thresholds for flooding. That is application of emotional intelligence. Some people, even if they are insulted, they take it easy. జీవితం హాయిగా ఉండాలంటే అందరూ మనల్ని పొగడరు, అందరూ మనల్ని తిట్టరు. పొగిడిన వాడికి ఒక నమస్కారం, తిట్టిన వాడికి 2 నమస్కారాలు. ఎందుకంటే మన కోసం కష్టపడతాడు. తిట్టడానికి ఎక్కువ కష్టపడాలి, పొగడ్డానికి. ప్రొఫెసర్ హేమచంద్రారెడ్డి గారు చాలా మంచివారు అనడానికి పెద్ద కష్టమే ఉండదు. ఎవరినో దూషించడానికో, తిట్టడానికో, తప్పులు ఎంచడానికో ఏదో చేస్తే బుర్రంతా పాడు చేసుకొని, కళ్ళంతా గట్టిగా బిగించుకొని, నోరింత బిగించుకొని, మొత్తం బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్ పెంచుకొని అని చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, తిట్టడానికి, ద్వేషించడానికి. చేత దట్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్. కొంతమంది చిన్న పాపం భార్య లేకపోతే భర్త ఒక చిన్న క్రిటిసిజం, ఏంటండి అది కాఫీ సాసర్లో పోదు తాగుతున్నారు ఏంటి అంటే టక్మని తాగుతా, అలాగే చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి అలాగే తాగుతున్నా, ఏంటి నీకేం కాదండి బాగోదు కదా. దే గెట్ ఇరిటేటెడ్, దే రియాక్ట్ వైలెంట్లీ for a small criticism. This is what is called lack of intelligence. Ante application lo cheptadu ayini emotional intelligence applied lo. Then emotional thermostat, wonderful word this one. He says we must have a emotional thermostat. If there is no regulator for the fan, you can just imagine what happens. Okay, either it doesn't start or high speed. కాగితాలు పుస్తకాలు అన్నీ మొత్తం జుట్టు గిట్టు అంతా ఎగిరిపోయేలాగా. గీజర్ హ్యాస్ నో థెర్మోస్టాట్, మొత్తం పేలిపోదు. వాటర్ హీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఆగిపోవాలి థెర్మోస్టాట్, లేకపోతే పేలిపోతుంది. వాషింగ్ మెషిన్ థెర్మోస్టాట్ లేదనుకోండి, అలా తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది. అలాగే ఐ థింక్ ఫర్ మే వాటర్, హాట్ వాటర్ జగ్ ఉంటుంది, బాగా బాయిలింగ్ వాటర్ బాయిల్ అయిపోతే ఇమీడియట్ గా ఇట్ స్టాప్స్ బికాస్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ ఏ థెర్మోస్టాట్. సిమిలర్లీ ఫర్ అవర్ ఎమోషన్స్ ఆల్సో దేర్ మస్ట్ బి థెర్మోస్టాట్. ఎమోషనల్ థెర్మోస్టాట్ అంటాడు దాన్ని ఆయన. స్ట్రెస్ మేక్ పీపుల్ స్టూపిడ్ అని కాస్త గట్టిగా ఘాటుగా చెప్పాడు. స్ట్రెస్ Vignan Vizag అని గ్రేట్ రైటర్, డాక్టర్, Miami Medical College లో ప్రొఫెసర్ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్ అండ్ సైకాలజీ బోత్. Vignan Vizag, మెనీ లైవ్స్ మెనీ మాస్టర్స్, మీరు కొంతమంది చదువుంటారు. అందులో ఆయన స్ట్రెస్ మీద కూడా ఒక పుస్తకం రాశాడు. స్ట్రెస్, ఇట్ ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ది బ్రెయిన్, heart, kidney, stomach ulcers at times. Gastroenterologists, friends, sir, stress leads to ulcers in the stomach. So it affects the entire body. Stress makes people stupid. Then, well, let's go to the fourth part. Windows of opportunity. I tell you, emotional intelligence opens many windows of opportunities. What are they? What are those windows? Because number one, the person who is emotionally intelligent is accepted everywhere. He has wonderful relations at home, at workplace, everywhere. Even when he is in travel with fellow passengers. He doesn't have enemies. Okay, somebody may not like him, but he likes everybody. నీకు నేను శత్రువు కావచ్చు, కానీ నువ్వు నాకు శత్రువు కాదు. You may hate me, but I don't hate you. Okay. So that is the advantage of emotional intelligence, is windows of opportunities. Because in Chinese there is a saying, how many friends you have? 50. Not enough. How many enemies you have? 1. Too much. One enemy also is too much, because he takes away all the happiness given by the 50 friends. That's why even if 50 friends are there, it's not enough. If one enemy is there, it is too much. Emotional intelligence, what type of windows of opportunities it opens? Family life. The person with emotional intelligence, we have wonderful relations with wife, with the children, with the parents, with his cousins, with his relatives. And it is a boon to the children. Emotionally intelligent parents, they are a boon to the children. Because when the parents are emotionally intelligent, the children will have more motivation and they will have more creative abilities. Their creativity will come out. We see now, the toppers are a girl going into the space, or a great cricketer who becomes a Bharat Ratna, because of their emotionally not very educated a rickshawala, oka rickshaw karmikuni kumarte IAS officer ayindi అని చూస్తుంటాం మనం అప్పుడప్పుడు. ఒక రైతు కూలి బిడ్డ IPS ఆఫీసర్ అయ్యాడు అని చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. Because their parents are not, their IQ is not high. But their emotional intelligence, love, affection, patience, perseverance, ఆ పేదరికాన్ని తట్టుకొని పిల్లల్ని చదివించాలనేటువంటి ఒక తపన, that makes the children great. So Daniel Goleman says it opens many windows. Emotional intelligence opens many windows of opportunity. Then simple neglect of children can damage their career. Simple neglect, not a big neglect. ఏదో పిల్లల్ని విడిచిపెట్టేయడం కాదు, వాళ్ళని సరిగ్గా పలకరించుకోకపోవడం, వాళ్ళ మీద చిరాకు పడడం, ఇలాంటివి చేస్తూ ఉంటే పిల్లల తాలూకా కెరీర్ అంతా, వాళ్ళ భవిష్యత్ అంతా నాశనం అయిపోతుంది. He also refers to, I'm sure these psychologist friends who are viewing this may like it. PTSD, post-trauma stress disorder, because one ghastly situation, even if it is over for lifetime, that post-trauma stress disorder will be there. They will be thinking of the same incident. A girl, unfortunately, who becomes a victim of rape, throughout her life, that PTSD will be there, post-trauma stress disorder, how to overcome it. Similarly, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders, because they keep on doing the same thing, because daddy has told me to do like this, or mommy has told me to do like this. If I don't do that, I will have sin or something like that. So similarly, my dear friends, emotional intelligence makes a person to have good family relations, good relations with friends, good relations with colleagues, subordinates, superiors, with people at the workplace, and also social life. When they travel, they enjoy, they have friendly relations with their fellow passengers. When they go to a market, with the fellow consumers, they will have wonderful, pleasant, at least, atmosphere. Wherever they go, they give that feeling of goodness, which the driver, in the beginning we talked about it. The driver made all the people who are in a very bad mood, he turned their bad moods into good moods. Now, friends, let us come to the last part of the Daniel Goleman's book, Emotional Intelligence, part 5, emotional literacy. This is very, very important, emotional literacy. Now we are only aiming at academic. I know that I have 5 minutes more time. We are aiming at academic excellence, but academic excellence and human excellence should go together. Human excellence without academic excellence may be useless. Very good boy, not good at studies, we call him useless. But human excellence, academic excellence without human excellence is dangerous and disastrous to his personal life and also to the society. If an intelligent man is not a good human being, is very dangerous. If a good teacher is not a good human being, he will spoil the generations. If a good doctor is not a good human being, hell to the patients. If a expert lawyer is not a good human being, all the criminals will be on the roads, and law-abiding people will be behind the bars. So, cost of modernity, rising rates of depression, the millennial years are ushering in an age of melancholy. These are all the words of Daniel Goleman. The emotional skills include self-awareness, identifying, expressing and managing feelings, impulse control, handling stress and anxiety. My dear friends, the main hope of a nation lies in the proper education of its youth in emotional intelligence. Along with IQ, emotional intelligence is to be improved. That's the essence of the book, Emotional Intelligence. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for bringing about this particular point of emotional intelligence, which is equally and much more required than the intelligence or intelligent quotient. Somewhere I have read that this IQ only determines only 20% of life success.
Yes. And 80%
whereas other influences that determine a person's success is emotional intelligence. So once again, thank you, sir, for bringing out the useful traits of having more of emotional intelligence rather than the IQ. And having good levels of emotional intelligence makes a person more cheerful and not fearful, more cheerful but not fearful. So, dear viewers, before we close for this week, for this talk the book,
Srirangam,
just see
and
a small video on the emotional intelligence by the author himself, David Goleman.
Voice, please, voice. Voice, please.
1 second, sir.
Thank you, Srirangam. Thank you, and Honorable Chairman, for the wonderful opportunity you have given to me. Voice of Goleman.
So I think there is some technical snacks, sir, in sharing the voice. Maybe in another opportunity, let us look into that.
Okay. Or shall I play the voice on my mobile?
Yeah, you can, sir.
Just
screen sharing will not be possible.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
I'm sorry for this technical problem.
Okay.
So
okay.
thank you once again, sir, Dr.M.C.Das, for giving a wonderful as well as a useful insight on emotional intelligence for all of us. Maybe it is both equally good, both for the young as well as the adult. So maybe I wish and pray that all of us will have a precious emotional life. Let us all feel comfortable with ourselves first and also with the social world. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for all the viewers for taking your time out and then being with us for this Talk the Book program. Thank you, sir. Once again, on behalf of AP State Council of Higher Education, I place on record your invaluable contribution to this Talk the Book initiative, sir.
Thank you and the chairman. Thank you and the chairman.